Rabotai, in Sichot Musar in Ma'amar Samach Zayin, the Sefer Rabotai gives us an importance of understanding on how to work on ourselves, on how to build ourselves. Today we want to speak about a character trait that honestly not only destroys but finishes a person, which is what? Laziness. Now when I want to speak about this aspect of laziness, I want people to understand I'm not speaking being lazy at work or these things, because sometimes even if you have exceptions to the rule that people might be lazy, but when it comes to work, people are forced to do it because they have to pay their rent, their insurance, their mortgage, tuition. So over there, it's not about being lazy. Over there, you're being actually forced, and you're not doing it out of your will. But I'm talking right now about Avodat Hashem Rabotai, about serving Hashem, about learning Torah, how laziness destroys us, and we'll see in the end how bad laziness is. He brings down over here, he says like this. Many Pusukim were brought down in the Sefer Mishlei that deal with the character trait of laziness. Rabotai says you should know that this character trait of laziness, atzlut, Rabotai says you should know that it destroys and it finishes a person. This is what we don't realize. We think we can't do it. We don't realize that it's the laziness in us that is killing us. I want to see one time somebody tell their boss they're not going to come out to work besides the 2-week vacations that they get because they don't feel like coming out. We'll see how long you're going to keep the job. Even the owners, even the bosses today themselves, if they don't come out to look at what's going on, the job could also go down the drain. People are motivated by money to do what's right, meaning to go work, etc. But Rabotai, what happened to our goal of reaching Olam Haba, and that being our motivating factor to be wanting to do mitzvot, learn Torah, etc. So he says over here, just want to read it, guys, understand, nothing personal, just I want people to realize that how much garbage can we continue telling ourselves? How many lies can we tell ourselves? People say, Rabbi, I can't wake up 4 o'clock in the morning. No, you can't. You can't wake up. I guarantee you, I believe Black Friday is coming. I just don't know when. Black Friday is coming up, or Six Flags, or you have to be on vacation, or you had an important meeting. I guarantee you, not only are you going to wake up 4 o'clock, you're not going to go to sleep. But when it comes to Torah, Hashem understands. My Father in heaven, Avinu Shebashamayim, He understands. Automatically, when it comes to Torah, everything's good. When it comes to your problem, money, no, that you take to court. But when it comes to Hashem, everybody thinks Hashem is going to overlook everything. This is our biggest problem nowadays. So he says like this over here. He says like this. And he brings over here how a lazy person speaks. The way of a lazy person is it's one thing that he wants to be lazy. But it's another thing when he starts justifying his laziness. I'm tired, I can't, I have work. Yeah. The job is above his strength. It's not for him. He's not able to do it. How many times you tell a person, come learn Torah, here, open paper, pen, ruler, highlighter, do something. I can't, I'm not going to succeed. Not for me. Yeah, how do you know? Why, you tried? And the people that tell me they did try, I'll tell you something. They didn't try. Listening to a rabbi on a YouTube or going to what do you call these? What do you call these things? And when people go and they have dinner, right? And the rabbi speaks up and gives, Rabotai, this is not learning Torah. I speak about you open the Gemara and you take down a pen, paper, eraser, and you start to understand what the Gemara wants to say. What does Rashi want to say? You kiss the Rashi, you kiss the Gemara. Because after you understand, you see how sweet it is. This is learning Torah. Learn Torah and listening to something beautiful that's going to make you happy. This is not learning Torah. That is, I'll take it back. It is learning Torah on a very, very low level. I give you that credit. But do not think it's learning Torah, okay? Do not make that mistake, Rabotai. You have benchers and you have players that play the game. People that play the game get millions. Benchers, they get hundreds of thousands. Okay? And then you have people that sit on the bleachers. That's what the way you sit, that's where you're sitting, on the bleachers. Rabotai, remember the secret. When a person is moved, if you don't do something with that excitement, and if it dies down, forget it. If you don't do it right away, it's one thing that it goes in, but if you don't take care of it right away, you don't do some form of action to start going, forget it. In any event, that's what he tells you over here. He says it's impossible, I can't do it, not for me, all the excuses they have. It's bad enough, just say I'm lazy. Don't tell me excuses. I can't, it's hard. Just tell me I'm lazy. I agree with you. Rabbi, I agree with you. He continues over here, he says, if a person speaks to you like this, Af ata omer, you tell him like this, you tell him back to this person, Sheker ata dover, you're speaking falsehood, you're lying. You tell me you cannot do it? Oh, how can you do it? He says, Rambam zatal machshish ota. The Rambam, he contradicts your word. Nachmanides, Ramban. Not me and you, not any rabbi in the world. Ramban, you know how big the Ramban was? He contradicts any person that says he cannot do it. He brings that over here. Sheken al hakatub b'malechet ha-mishkan. Rabotai, they say in Malechet ha-mishkan, when they started building the Mishkan, the Chomer says in Parsha Vaykel, in Sheni, Pasuk Chav Aleph, Perek Lamed Hey, Pasuk Chav Aleph, Vayevo kol ish asher nas'o libo, v'chol asher nedavo rucho, and every man who excelled in his ability, and whose spirit was moved, came, Rabotai, to try to help out in the Mishkan. Moshe, they only said we need help in the Mishkan. People started coming. Why? You know the job? You know the job? What do you think? This is a history book? Do you know the job? You don't know, so why are you coming? Watch what he says. Watch what he says, Rabotai. He goes like this. Pirush Rambam Zatzal on this pasuk. Shelo haya bahem mi shelamet et hamalachot halalu mimilamed. There was not one person that came over there that he knew these works. He didn't know how to build a Mishkan. Nothing. He didn't even have a teacher to teach him. Or mishiyamin bahem yadav klal. Or maybe somebody's going to train them, maybe to show you. Why are you coming? If you don't know how to build an airplane, why are you coming? Aval matzah b'tevo, but he found in his nature. Sheyada lasot ken. He said, I could do it. I could do it. Ve'igbiya libo b'darkei Hashem. He raised his heart in the ways of Hashem. He went with Hashem. Forget about what you know. You don't know. Rabotai, if it's not for Hashem, we wouldn't be able to do anything today. Like we said yesterday, Hakol b'dei shamayim chus l'Yerushalayim. The real work in this world is work at Yerushalayim. Everything is nonsense. Everything's shtuyot, Rabotai. You want to run here, you want to make this one happy? I just tell you one thing like this. If a person had 2 days to live, lo leinu, or 2 weeks to live, between me and you, lo leinu, and nobody, how many of you would be bothered making other people happy? Who would be happy? Who would be bothered? Or your rent, or your bill, or your tuition? Or you would make sure you'd be in the shul early in the morning, learning and davening to Hashem that everything's going to be fine. Huh? Or you're going to tell me, no, my mother-in-law called me, or my father-in-law, or my husband doesn't want, or my mother, my wife. Rabotai, what's the Baba Meister? The person is going, is going. You don't care for nobody. The world shuts down. This has to be avodah Hashem. When you're learning, you shut down. When you're serving Hashem, shut down everything else around you. This is how people succeed. That's what he says, they found in their nature to go and do it. Lavol lefnei Moshe, they came before Moshe, le'mor lo, ani e'eseh kol asher Adoni dober. Whatever the master says I'm going to do, what are you going to do? What are you going to do if you don't know? You're right, I don't know. But you know something? I have to try. I have to try. Rabotai, he continues over here and he says, do you know what's going on over here? You guys, we have no idea. Ein lecha davar kasher mimalechet ha-mishkan. You do not have nothing that's so difficult to build than the work that was supposed to be done in the Mishkan. We have no idea. Lachshov machshavot le'asot bezahav. Ubekesef, ubenechoshet. Rabotai, to do, you have to do gold, you have to do silver, you have to do copper. Ubechareshet even, lemlaot. You had to cut stones. Ubecharoshet et, you had to carve wood. Lasot bechol malechet machshevet. Tell me, you think they know how to do, the people know how to do this? To carve out everything perfect. You have today professional people that do these things. Imagine you have a person that's building a custom-made house. Every brick, I've seen it in Manhattan. They have a guy, he sits there literally custom-made. Big, bam, bam, he hits one mistake, the whole brick goes. By the way, you guys, why are you coming? Look at how much malacha was there. Rabotai, he continues and he says like this. Olachoyram, he says seemingly, Mishal olamad lasot kein, v'lo imin yadav bekach, ein savu shelo tislach ha-malacha biyadav. He says seemingly it seems that somebody who never learned this trade of working the Mishkan, or somebody who was at least not trained for it, there's no doubt he's not going to succeed. It's impossible for him to succeed. Afal pichen rabotai, mishen asal libo oto, vayikbal libo b'darkei Hashem. But if his heart lifted him to go with Hashem, v'kibel al atzma, and he's accepted upon himself, la'asot, to do, Kol asher Adoni dover, everything that my master says, as oseh v'yitzlich v'yikim et mishkan Hashem. He did, and he was successful, and they were able to put the Mishkan Hashem. They were able to build a tabernacle. Why? Only for one reason. Because they were awake, they wanted to do. They're not concerned of the result. They want to do, and you will see. When you do, you will see how much you can actually do. Rabotai continues over here, and he says another problem over here. He says, "V'advarim kal v'chomer." He says, if the Mishkan, we're dealing with the Mishkan, this is a kal v'chomer. How much more so? L'chol chavtzei shamayim hamutulim al adam. How much more so on everything, all the things that have to deal with Hashem, that is put on a person, mitzvot, davening, brachot, learning Torah, etc. She'ein lo lomar ki einu misugal lekach. A person should not say that I am not fit for this. I can't. Tell me I don't want. Don't tell me I can't. Don't lie. Don't lie. It's bad enough you don't do it. And plus you lie in the Torah. Don't lie. Ela rather tells you here, what should you do? Don't say I'm not fit. Ela yigba libo b'darkei Hashem ve'az yireh. Lift your heart in the ways of Hashem, meaning put it in your mind that you could do it, and then you're going to see. Ki kocho oto rabotai ito, because the strength is within you. You just got to awaken it. And I'll tell you one little story really quick. Lasot gidolot v'nitzorot. You're going to be able to do great things, and you're going to be able to produce a lot. Rabotai, we know ourselves, we've seen it, at least actually when I was in college. Many stories, Rabotai, when a person had no other choice, from someone he got the energy. One of the stories I remember was a grandmother and her grandson or grandchild was underneath a car. She was able to lift the car by herself. She was able to lift the car by herself. Now, over here, the problem is, when they came to interview her, they asked her a question. How did you do it? She didn't want to answer. She started crying. She started crying. Do you know why she started crying? Because she said one thing. If I have this so much energy like this and I had so much potential in me and I didn't use it, I lived 80 years of my life for nothing, in vain. Why didn't I use my potential when I had it? This is what we do. We kill our potential. Now it's bad enough we kill our own potential. We kill the children's potential also. You're not going to become nobody like who wants to hear your garbage. We know, this is the biggest problem. We know you're not. You know, by you everything, no. But Rabotai, you don't have to share your negative feelings with people. Keep it to yourself. You want to say something, go to the toilet, say it, flush it down. You have to discourage other people. Look what's going on with the generation today. They say we need help for the kids, we need help for the kids. The parents got to wake up and start encouraging the kids and not discouraging the kids. Look what's going on. I don't want to start opening my mouth now. Everybody's looking, how are we going to help? You want to help. The fathers want to help. The mothers want to help. Start coming to shul, learning Torah. Bring the children with you. Get a rabbi to speak to them. Do something. All they do is yishva, bar mitzvah, wedding, Sheva brachot, every other day. When are you going to be with your child? When are you going to be with your wife? Then they tell them they have shalom bayis problems. Shalom bayis problems. And then that's what you have. How's it possible? Huh? Today you have, everybody speaks about shalom bayis problems. Why back then nobody has shalom bayit? Back then nobody has shalom bayit. Today you have shalom bayit. Baruch Hashem, Rabotai, we're doing something not right. In any event, he continues over here and he says like this. Something very beautiful. He says, Ota ta'ana nishmat bipi ha'atzel. Rabotai, another problem you're going to hear, another complaint you're going to hear from the mouth of the lazy one. Ki mistapeku bimuat v'dai b'ma she'oseh b'lo torach merubah. This atzel, a lazy person, you know what he says? I am happy with the little I have. I'll be happy if I sit in Olam Haba in the bleachers. I don't need to do more. I'm happy. I put 2 hours a day. Shabbat Shalom. I have 22 hours to waste. I'm happy with the little. That's another problem for a lazy person. He doesn't strive for more. He's not hungry to do more. It's mind-boggling. How do you waste your time in Olam Haba, in Olam Hazeh, that you could accomplish in Olam Haba? Well, you see tomorrow what you could have accomplished? Yay. I hope you guys have a lot of money to take you out because Hashem does not take any bribes. In any event, Rabotai, he continues over here and he says like this. Allah love that, and this person to know, this lazy person, that he's always satisfied with a little bit. He comes Shacharit Mincha Aravit, right? He comes to Shabbat, listen to the rabbi. Bishara 45 minutes, for 30 minutes of those he kills because he's asking questions. Bichlal, I don't know where he heard it from. 50 minutes if they learn, he thinks he's the tzaddik. Rabotai, again, I'm not chasran going at anybody over here. I'm trying to show you, Rabotai, what's going on in the world. You know what's going to end up happening? The way we're continuing now, I'm telling you right now. We're going to have a lot of religious Jews that are going to be secular. That's what's going to happen. I'm not joking, that's what's going to end up happening. Who's learning halachot? Who's learning Torah? Who's learning? The ones that are learning, even they get influenced by the shtuyot that goes outside. In any event, Rabotai, Allah v'ladat. On him, he should know. Ki av zot ta'ana shav v'sheker hu. This is sheker. What you're saying right now is sheker. You're lying to yourself. Why? V'lo zu bilvad. Not only this, shu mechaser me'atzmo et ha'shalimut ha'nidreshet v'musuk al yidei ha'amal bekochot. Do you know what you're doing right now? You're taking away from yourself the completeness and the goal, your greatness that you were able to reach. By saying, I'm happy with what I have, you're literally detracting from what you could have accomplished. It's like a person, he goes to, you have these things, they work on commission, right? So the more you sell, the more you make. He sold 2 houses. He made 100,000, correct? I'm happy, man. I'm good. I'm going home to sleep. I ain't working another 6 months. Why you not work 6 months? If you make more country, you make more money. Why you not working? Same thing with Torah. Same thing. Don't be satisfied. Don't be satiated. Be hungry for Torah. Be hungry to serve Hashem. Rabotai, but he says, you listen to this carefully. Even the small that he thinks that he himself reached, this is going to be a downfall. This little that he reached will be an obstacle for him. It's going to be a downfall. Instead of doing fruits, Rabotai, he's going to start doing spoiled fruits. Meaning whatever he touches is going to go just down. Rabotai Masech Shabbat, and with this session we will conclude. I just want to show you, Rabotai, you have to understand, Haval. People are living their lives like sheep. Rabotai, find yourself a person that you're able to follow, a mentor, a Talmid Chacham, somebody, a rabbi. Follow him, Rabotai, follow one. Stop being wishy-washy, like a windshield wiper. One day with this guy, one day with that guy. One day with this guy says mutar. Well, your wife said your wife's giving you problems, you could go to the club. You go to a strip club. What does that mean? What does that mean your wife's giving you problem? If the Torah tells me no, what does that mean? I can't, Rabbi, I can't. My mother-in-law wants me to come to the beach. And so therefore what? Your mother-in-law, Shalom Bayis. And what does that mean? What does that mean? I don't understand. For Shalom Bayis, you're allowed to transgress Torah? For Shalom Bayis, you're allowed to transgress Torah? And then you guys want to know why the children are over there completely. Why they do what they do, Rabotai. Rabotai, it's all because of us. It's all because of us. We show the kids what's important. We show the kids what's important, meaning the wrong stuff. We don't show them what's really important, which is the Torah. Okay, Rabotai, that's why it's a big problem. Anyway, Rabbi, I'm very passionate about the subject because I see what's going on, and unfortunately, not much I can do with these boys because I'm not always out there. I'm trying to sit here and learn Torah and teach Torah. But Rabotai, we got to wake up. Those that can help must get out there and help. In any event, Rabotai, in Masechet Shabbat Peichet Amud Bet, he brings down over here. What does it mean to go ahead and learn Torah? Look what he says. Amr Rabbi Chanan bar Papa. Rabbi Chanan bar Papa said, "My dichtiv." What does this pasuk mean when what's written? Shim'u ki nigidim adaber. Hear, for I speak noble things. Listen to what I say. Lama nimshulu divrei Torah kenagid. Why is the words of Torah compared to a king? Why? How do you compare words of Torah to a king? Rabotai, here we go. Wake up. Lomar Allah, to tell you like this. Just like this king, he has the power to kill anybody and to allow anybody to live. He can revive anybody because a king has power. Av divrei Torah. So too words of Torah. Yesh bam lahamit ulehachayot. Even words of Torah, they can either to kill you, or they give you life. And that's what Rabbah said. Anybody who toils in Torah with his right hand, anybody who goes in the way of Hashem with his right hand, the stronger, because the right hand is always the strong hand. That's the drug for life. When you learn Torah with your right hand, we'll see what Rashi says, that's going to give you life. However, the other way around. Lamas milimba. But those people that serve Hashem with their left hand, Sama demota. The people that serve Hashem, Rabotai, with their left hand, meaning they're lazy. They're taking their time. They don't have all the time. They have everything else to do but this. Sama demota. This is the medicine, this is the drug for death. Meaning when they learn Torah, they feel they're dying. You know why? Because they have everything else to do. They're not over here. Look what Rashi says. What does it mean not to be lazy? Look what Rashi says. People have to serve Hashem with their right hand. He says it like this. Atzukim b'chol kocham. They're dealing the Torah with all their strength. Utirudim lada'at soda. And they want to understand, they trouble themselves to understand to their best ability the depthness of the pshat. Like a person, when he uses his right hand, which is the main hand. From over here we see about you have two types of people. A person that serves Hashem with his left hand, meaning in a lethargic way, in a lazy way, you should know, this is the route. I don't want to say that, Rabotai, this is the medicine for death. That's when people feel like they're dying. There's no enthusiasm, there's no time, there's no sweetness, there's nothing when they're doing it. That's they can do it. Rabbi, how do you do it? I can't do it 15 minutes. How do you do it? What do you mean that? Because, Rabotai, how do you learn it? Do you come to want to learn it? Or you come and you do somebody a favor? But if you go ahead and you lay meninim with your right hand, you learn with all your koach, Rabotai, that's going to give you life. Not only life to you, but life to your family and everybody else, and all Am Yisrael B'Zrat Hashem. We conclude over this, and he says, Lamadu Mikan. I just have to bring the whole Gemara, he just says in small. Lamadu Mikan, we learn from over here. She'av mi shosek b'Torah. Anybody who sits and he learns Torah, he delves into Torah. You have a person, he can be learning Torah, but he doesn't do it with all his strength. Not all his strength. Ke'adam is like a person, she'oseh davar b'yad samo. It's like a person trying to do something with his left hand. I was a shoemaker once. Try to do something with your left hand, you're going to hit your finger before you even hit the nail. Sha'av al yada efshar. Even through the left hand, you're able to do that work. The only problem is you're not doing it with all your strength. The Torah becomes to you like the medicine of death. Rabotai, so therefore the bottom line over here is, in one line, Rabotai, do you know the problem with being lazy when it comes to Avodah Hashem? When a person is lazy when it comes to Avodah Hashem, the biggest problem is going to be, you will never ever know the greatness that you had within you. You'll never know because you were always busy with all the garbage. Baruch Adonai Olam. Amen. Amen.